Hello YouTube, and welcome to another kit bashing video, where today we're going to turn some Salamander parts from Kings of War and some Seraphon parts from Age of Sigmar into a unit of Saurus Guard or Temple Guard for Age of Sigmar. So just a quick look. So I'm going to make 4 guys in this video, because the rest of them will just be generic warriors. So I'm going to make a champion, a standard bearer, a musician, and a regular Saurus Guard warrior. And we'll have a look at these parts here. So for all of them, they've all got the bodies from the Salamander Primes kit by Mantic Games here. So that each of them is going to have one of these bodies. And they're also all going to have a variation of shield and head and arm from the Kings of War Ceremonial Guard upgrade sprue, upgrade parts, which are resin parts. So they're each going to have these arms. The main bit of the kit bash is going to be within actually making the weapons, the pole arms and the standards and stuff. So we can use these arms as basis, and so each of them has a head, arm, and shield there. And as you can see with this one, I accidentally broke off the spear, but that's fine because we're going to take the spear off anyway. And here's the other version of those heads. You'll see this one's got supposed to be like a sort of flame pattern on them. I'm going to try and work with that and maybe make it look like bone armor. I think I like the idea of some of these Saurus Guard having bone armor, some of them having more ornate golden armor. That's like gilded bone armor. Perhaps they're more elite guards, I'm not sure, but I'll play into that. And then from the Seraphon kits, I've got this pole arm, which is a spare from my boxes, and then we've got some small close combat weapons and spear. I've got 2 spears there. They're going to form the pole of the pole arm, these will form the top. And then this is actually from a Croxagore. It's a spare weapon top from the Croxagore. That's going to be my banner, or standard. And then this little headdress, I guess you could call it, that's going to go on my champion to denote him. And then for my musician, I don't have any spare drum parts, but I've got this as a musician arm from the Salamanders kit by Mantic Games. It's just a little horn. That's going to be my musician part. So I'd like to start with just the basic warrior to begin with. So it's going to literally be a case of assembling these and this arm onto here. And then this arm, this is the one we're going to, the actual main part of the kit bash. So let's get my cutting mat. I need some super glue, possibly some Tamiya, and my craft knife. I've also now got a little saw blade. Look at that. Hey, little saw to help me with my kit bashing. So I'm probably going to use that at some point. So with this weapon, we just want the top part here. God, that saw is so useful. It melts through it like butter. And then the pole arm, we just want one of these spear parts that I could just clip off with I could use my clippers for that. So we just want one of these little bottoms of the spears here. And then that's going to attach on the hand like such. On this arm here, we need to get rid of the spear from this arm. It should be quite easy to do. I need to clip this one. Yeah, I might need to butcher this one a bit to get it off. There we go. I'll give that a clean up. And then I'm thinking, where's the parts? There they are. I need my bits box as well, so I'll put these spare bits in there. I'm thinking this will be a case of literally just getting it through there, getting that on there, get a bit of paper clip in there as a rod, and then this one just drill a hole and stick that in there, kind of like that. I'm trying to show that on camera, like that, just through the hand, like we did with the Saurus Guard veteran and his spear. We kind of just gave it into his hand, so I'm trying that, and yeah, I think I'll probably put him like that. So yeah, I'll get my drill. So at this point I proceeded to drill into the weapon and also into the weapon hand. My original idea was to put a bit of paperclip in to the weapon top and then attach the weapon top into the hand with the paperclip as a support. And then the idea was to put the weapon's handle in the bottom of the hand by drilling a big enough hole just to insert it and glue it in. This didn't quite work because the paperclip got in the way of the weapon's pole, so instead I just drilled straight through the hand with a bigger bit so I could insert the pole straight through the hand and glue it to the top of the weapon using some Tamiya. And as I was trying to get the pole in, it broke. Yeah, so that didn't quite work, but I'll return you to the main video where I kept on with that second plan, because it would work if I didn't just break the pole arm. Okay, so I've got one of the other spear arms here quickly. I've also got the pole arm, the actual pole arm, because I wanted to see roughly how long it is. So it's looking like I need to cut about here for the bottom, but I want to leave a bit more for the hand, so probably cut about here, should be good. Come on. That gives us enough pole to go through the hand. So that will go through there, like that. Stick in there, stick in the bottom of that a bit, and that will create our pole arm. So I'm going to go off and make all these pole arms, or most of them anyway, and I'll get back to you once they're all done. Okay, and we're back. So we've got arm for our warrior, start of the pole arm for our standard bearer. We've got just a bare pole arm, which I'm going to attach to the back of our musician, so it looks like he's got a weapon to use. And then the pole arm for our champion there. Now, next bit to do is going to be to give the champion this headdress. I'm not quite sure how though yet. So I can maybe try and insert it on. Try inserting it in like that. Make a channel with the saw perhaps, and clip off some of these bits and shape it so it moulds to the head. So another little post-edit insert here. Sorry about all these post-edit inserts, guys, but I didn't want to drag this video out with, you know, stuff that I did and it didn't work out too well. But basically I sawed into the sort of head dress thing and then trimmed down the Seraphon part to a good size here. And when I inserted it, it just didn't look right. Needless to say, his head looked a little derpy, so I decided to change course here. Do you know what it is? It's giving off Queen Amidala vibes from from the prequel series, isn't it? Oh dear. No, I don't like it. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna cut this bit off and see what I can do here. Right, that's the crest, that bit cut off. So if we can make a channel to slot that in there. I think that'll look good like that. So we need to get the angle right on this one. So we want it to go in kind of like that. Still too high an angle, needs to be lower than that. That's about the right angle there. So we've got that, and then we just need to shape this a bit more. Maybe add some green stuff after the fact. So let's actually glue it in there, I think would be the better option. Get it glued on. Then we can shape it to the head. Maybe using a bit of green stuff or milliput, perhaps. Just check that's kind of centered all right. Now, this headdress bit, can I salvage that as a bit on there, maybe? Like a horn, that could be interesting. Ooh, that could be very interesting. Oh yeah, that's gonna look awesome. Okay, 1 second. Metal file, just to file that down a bit to be straighter. And that's going to go on there. Blob of super glue. That's going to go on there. I'm not sure about that now. Needs more shaping. Oh, it's on there. Okay, we're going to have to do a bit of shaping with our craft knife, I think. Oh, no, no, oh dear. Oh, it's all crooked. Oh, it's all crooked. That's just made it look worse. Oh, dear. Dear me. There we go. If we put it like that. Right. Let me see if I can do a bit of shaping. It's a bit more shaped to be a horn. So I'm thinking, trying to see if that's level. It's hard to tell. I'm thinking it needs to go here. We are going to need to put some putty in there to support it. We need to make sure we get it right as well. So let me just shape down the back. So I'm thinking on there like that. And we just need a bit of putty to support it, a bit of green stuff. So I just need the tiniest bit of this green stuff. Just pop it on there. And then use a small rubber sculpting tool just to smush that down and get it kind of flat. Somewhat organic. I don't know if I really want it to be organic actually, but I just want it to be on there, because then that's going to give us... There we go. It does kind of look like just a horn stuck on with some green stuff at the moment, but I'll probably work around with that. Need to make sure this is lined up correctly as well. Top of the back of the headdress. And on the top of the head as well. may be easier to glue it and then green stuff it, but I've already mixed the green stuff now, so I'm kind of... Oh, do you know what? That's in a really good position as well. Right, I'm going to try and get this to sit nicely and just keep repositioning it every time I get it wrong. A bit of glue on there might help. Just to help actually stick it down first. Get it into position. And then puttying around it. It's probably the easier method. Okay. I'm going to let that dry for a bit, and I'll put some more green stuff around it. So I'm just trying to use some of this excess green stuff just to fill in this gap on the hand here. I'm just trying to make it look kind of like a finger coming around, if I can. I don't know how well I'll be able to do this. I've only got my tools are only so fine, unfortunately. My tools only go so deep. Try this tool again. Try and get that in there to fill in that gap first of all. Just kind of push some of that up there again, just to get rid of this excess and fill in gaps. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's better than a hole in the hand, that's for sure. Gives the illusion that there's a hand there. If we can maybe... Right, I think that's probably... the best I'm going to get. At that point where it might look better with a coat of paint on it, but I'll do that at the end before I reveal the final models for you. But yeah, I think that's probably the best I'm going to get in terms of an extra appendage there. I mean, it works somewhat. Right, so I think I've got that to a point where, again, kind of my green stuffing abilities aren't that great at the moment. It might look better when it's sort of fully formed, but that's going to be our leader's head. And I'm going to leave that to cure overnight. So in the meantime, let's assemble one of the warriors. So we're going to pin the arms, the right size bits of paperclip that I use. That's the one. So we're going to pin the arms first. So I'll drill some holes in here, in the body. That should be good enough for that arm. And this side, the same. Okay, those should both be deep enough arms. So let's get some paperclip in there. And if we don't need a lot of paperclip, maybe just a tiny bit, just to help add a bit of support. Let's do the other side. This glue's starting to run out. Start my other super glue. That should be fine. There we go. The head, I'm going to pin the head as well, so I'll drill a hole here for the paperclip. Yeah, that should be good. Dab the super glue on there. Again, we'll cut that to about the same length. Just adds. Oh my god, that went flying off! Jesus Christ! I think I need to get goggles for this kind of thing. So then that arm's going to go on there. And then, obviously, head's going to go on. And this arm's going to go on as well. On that side. So, I'll get those drilled out. That's going to have to be deep enough because I can't really go much deeper on the arms. So I'll have to clip down the paperclip if it's too much. Yeah, it's too much. Cover your eyes. Oh, there's not really a lot there now, is there? Oh well. That's fine, because... Come on. That's going to go on like that. So that's going to be good. Oh. In years to come, I'm going to find bits of paperclip in this house. Just on the floor randomly. Oh god, that's not enough. No. Still too much. There we go. So there is our first Saurus Guard, or Ceremonial Guard, or whatever, or Temple Guard there. Might need to put some bicarb into his shoulder just to fill that in, but there he is there. Obviously, aesthetically not very Aztec. There was only so much I wanted to do with these guys. I did want to use these heads because I thought they were quite nice sculpts. Again, I can sort of maybe paint these arms to look like bone, perhaps. There we go, get some focus. Maybe look like bone armour or something, or just do golden armour. They are aesthetically a bit different, you know, because they are that more medieval look, but that's why I went to give them the weapons at least, just to kind of tie them into Age of Sigmar. Then we've got the standard bearer's standard needs to go on. That might be easier to do when he's fully assembled, so I'll quickly assemble the other dudes, I think off screen. I don't know how this musician's going to go. I'm almost tempted to nick a shoulder pad from one of the other spears, because these spears don't match, these shoulder pads don't match the Ceremonial Guard shoulder pads. So it's going to look a bit odd. So I kind of need to clip it off. That's not the right arm. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. That bit. There we go. There we go. There's an actual arm pad for him. And we need to do the same on this arm. And somehow get that on there. I don't know if we can maybe pin that in there. That much should be enough. Maybe a little bit less. Let me just draw this a bit deeper, actually. Oh no, my drill bit's stuck. Oh no, why did I stick that in there with super glue? Oh dear. Is that deep enough now? Still not quite deep. Right, so I'm just going to clip a bit off. I'm just gluing this on the shoulder piece here. I'm trying to get it at an angle so it kind of comes out a bit as well. I'm also trying not to stick to it because I've got super glue all over my fingers. It's very hard. Yeah, that's going to go on alright, I think. There we go, so we'll let that dry. Maybe do a bit of filling around here in the centre as well. Some green stuff or something. Or better yet, because it's glue, it's super glue. Good old... Ooh! It's way too much that I need, but good old baking powder. There we go, it helps it dry. It does leave an unsightly patch around his arm, but it works. Right, so that's his musician's arm done. So that will go on like that, and then the head will go on, obviously his shield arm will go on normally, and this pole arm will go on the back, probably like that. Not sure which way yet. It'll go one way or the other. I might put some green stuff around that just to give it some sort of straps maybe. But so I'll do that now. Okay, so I'm coming at you from the next day because my phone ran out of both space and battery, so I finished off the models overnight. Now, first of all, you may notice that some of these parts are a little shiny, shall we say. I had an accident when I was gluing the models together. I was opening my pot of Tamiya with one hand, and it spilled all over the desk. It was a big clean-up job, right over this base. I think on one of their backs as well. I think it's this guy, yeah, on his back there, you can see. I'll just bring the light in a bit better. And on his, like, the top of the standard. Luckily, somewhat salvageable. I think it also went on this guy's weapon as well, yeah. I managed to kind of salvage it. I mean, I didn't need to put any glue on the base for this guy because it was caped in glue. But that is our 4 Saurus Guard fully assembled. So a few things I did off screen apart from the assembly is I gave this guy, I changed the bottom of his spear. I should try and get this to focus here. Changed the bottom of his spear, of his standard, so it was a bit short before, it was like down to there, and it just looked like a weird, like he had a croc-score weapon or something. So I gave him just the end of another spear as like just to extend the pole, so it kind of looks more like a standard there. So that's him. That is our standard bearer Saurus Guard, converted Saurus Guard from Ceremonial Guard. And then obviously our champion here. I did shape the headdress a bit. Try and get this to focus. I'll have to do. So yeah, so you can see there, obviously I've shaped the head a bit. I had to re-glue the horn because it wasn't attached very well. I actually drilled too far into the head and drilled right under where that horn was and pushed it up a bit. So I've re-glued that. And I think what I'll probably do is go back later with some extra green stuff just to shape it, or maybe some Milliput, and see what I can do there. I won't do that in this video though. But that's our champion there. And I tried to replicate the pose of my Saurus champion that I've already built. I'll show you in a second. And then obviously you've seen the warrior and then the musician. So here is the musician, his little horn. It's very shiny base. It's very shiny pole arm because it got glue all over it. Ooh. Anyway, bit of a size comparison I'll show you next to the Saurus champion. Scale-wise, again, these guys are a bit slightly smaller than Games Workshop models. They are slightly smaller. The heads themselves, the heads and the hands are fine. It's actually weirdly the body, I'd say, is more the main part that's just a bit too small, especially the tails, like pitiful little tails. Look at these. What is that? This is the guy we expect to guard our Saurus? Not in a chance. But I'm happy with that. They're certainly distinct enough to be a different unit, and I think they'll look quite nice and unique on the table as Saurus Guard. I'll probably build a fifth man up, just another warrior. So I've got a unit of 5, which is a regular unit. So then when I get playing with my Saurus in AOS, I've got a unit of 5 Temple Guards that I can use in the army and try them out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It did go on a bit long, which is why there's a sort of rushed outro here and stuff. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about the edits I had to put in as well there. But it just, like, there was like 10 minutes of me trying to attach the arm one way and it just didn't work, or 10 minutes of me trying to do another thing didn't quite work. And yeah, I just thought it was best just to cut those bits down so it didn't go on for too long. But if you did enjoy this video, please subscribe for more videos like this one coming in the future. I've got plenty more unboxings I can do, or kit bashing videos and such that I want to do. And I hope you have a good day.